Greetings and salutations.
Bueller.
Hey guys, welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show. I am Sam. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself. I just wanted to come on. I played my response to the video, and that's all I can do is control how I respond. And I just wanted to respond without me getting into Samsplaining. Although I know sometimes Samsplaining can be fun and humorous. I think in this situation, I didn't want it to be. And then I also didn't want my emotions to get the best of me. And I didn't want to get angry with it because it does make me angry because I am human, right? Because when it's that vitriolic and that made up, I guess, I don't know. I'm yeah, it's just nuts. So that's why I did it that way. And plus you can slow it down and you can read the text messages. So, hopefully it's obvious what I did. I just took my phone, hit screen record and just scrolled up it. So then I could just pick out the parts. I do have a part 2 and a part 3. I don't necessarily think I need to do those. I think I showed enough to prove that everything else is too, but I'm more than happy to do that. I just, this community wasn't built on drama. And I hesitate to say that because the channel, when Brett and I started the channel, there was no drama. We were just going. There was drama behind him that, I didn't necessarily know about. And then, then we did the AI video and I knew that was coming to a head. And I guess I didn't necessarily know it was coming to a head, but I knew it. I knew we had faked it. And yeah, I did all the technical parts of it. I almost said technology parts of it. The technical parts of it. But it definitely wasn't my idea. I never would have thought to do that. But I did go along with it. It was presented to me anyways, I've already addressed that. So anyways, so this channel hasn't been built on drama or wasn't meant to be built on drama, but it kind of has grown from the drama. But I think the people that are here, that come here every day, aren't about the drama. It's fun to watch, but it's not fun to be a part of. I'm not going to lie. I do like to watch a little bit of drama on YouTube, but not when it's me and my community and my friends. And, I might have made a mistake, and I'm not even talking about the maybe it was doxing, maybe it wasn't doxing, but I might have made a mistake of just even bringing that out again. Marissa asked, why did you wait that long, 9 weeks, Mr. Pussy, or whatever she said. Oh, my wife's going to be like, I can't believe you said the P word. That's like one of my least favorite words. It seems super aggressive to me, but she had, why didn't you do that? It's because it was a dead issue until she took down her video. Then it was becoming an issue again. And I was like, oh, I want to play the stuff that she left out. And I made that decision and I have to live with that. Right. So anyways, we're going to move forward from that. If I do need to play part 1 and part 2, it'll be just exactly the same. I'm probably not going to be in the chat for those ones. I'm just going to let them play. Cause now you guys understand like the format that it's in. But I felt like it was a super clean way to do it. And it was easy. And I can show my phone if someone wants to say that any of it's been doctored or anything like that. I can go right to my phone, show her, I don't want to dox her number, but You know what I mean? Show that it's real, and then just scroll up and show you that everything's the same. But anyways, just in case that happens, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But yeah, I'm here for growth. I'm here for honesty, and I'm here for connection and integrity. That's been it from the beginning, right? I just want to have fun and like watch cool stuff and look at true crime stories, and that means court too, because court is exactly that, true crime. And those are the things I want to do. And then always recovery will be first when it's needed to happen. Like right now, stop what we're doing, talk about recovery. And then every Saturday I'll do a show on recovery, like this last Saturday. I thought that was an amazingly fun show. I felt it was an emotional show for some of us. And yeah, it was just fun, man. That's was the original plan, and that's what we're gonna get back to. Is Saturdays will be recovery, a whole recovery show, no news, no stories, no nothing, like we did this week. And what else do I got? So I just wanted to check in with you guys. How are you guys feeling? I see a few comments. I see Paula P. I understand what you were saying completely. I really, really, really do. But that's not what we are going to turn into. That's not what that was all about. We had that moment to get out any like, F her, F Tommy, F Sam. We had that moment to get that out, and that's where it's going to stay. And the mods will be back to normal broadcasting procedure, with our same rules. If it gets brought up in the chat after this show again, because I get it, I'm talking about it a little bit. If it gets brought up in the chat after this show again, if it's someone that we don't know, or if it's someone we know, just a warning. But if it's someone we don't know, just bounce completely, block them. I delete them. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. There'll be no talking about Brett or Marissa after this, unless it's something positive to say, like say Marissa or Brett did something positive, or I guess you would want to share that. Well, no, that could get cagey too. No, never mind on that. Never mind on that, man. Yeah. Let me just. Let's go back in the chat a little bit. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's have my notes. I'm checking with you guys. I'm gonna go to the chat here in a second. Yeah, and I just wanted one last thing. I just want this is a community for support with each other and real discussions. And the discussions can get heated, but they can't get petty we can't be petty with one another. That's going to be like a number one rule. We can't get like oppositional with one another, and that's where arguing a point, or if it's something political, but it has to be with respect and no pettiness, or petty arguments. And it's time to get back to what matters: creating, growing, laughing, crying, for me at least, and learning. And then yeah, it's just a time for us just to move forward and get back to what matters. And I just wanted to thank you guys for writing this out with me. It's short-lived, I hope. But the people that stayed, I did lose about 100 subscribers yesterday, or the past couple days. I lost 70 subscribers the first day, which is fine. I'm not really even complaining, but it just sucks because I just gained those that week from something I did. I don't know what I did, but I gained 70 subscribers, and I lost those like within a couple days, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Whoever doesn't like this show, please, don't watch it. Don't be subscribed. And I know people will. But yeah, but if anyone unsubscribed that truly like the show, that does make me sad that they left because of that. And I just knew I had to have a rebuttal. And if even if it was just to get one subscriber back, that they're like, oh man, then that it was worth it to me. Do you know what I mean? Because if we're 100 people or 10,000 people in the chat, which pray to God that kind of never happens, at least not without support, you know, and like a real producer, I'm good. I'm good. I still show up every day. And when Marissa said that, you know, like, oh, they're begging for money and, you know, oh, but send me donations. Yeah, send me donations and tips. Please do. I need that to survive. But that's I was never been begging for it. And I didn't want to have the super chats and those things on. And I've already explained that. And I'm gonna explain it one more time. It's because I don't want anyone making an instant decision on a tugged heartstring of something I said, of spending money that they don't have. That's the purpose of that. But I got so many emails of people just saying, dude, make a living, turn your chats back on. And I'm not going to worry about it. Not another effing second. I'm not. I have enough of you around me that I trust, and it's almost all of you. And then I have like some other people and other creators, they'll check me on it. You guys will check me on it. Like, that seemed kind of, you know, like you were kind of begging right there or something. But all the ways to donate and everything are there. And that's the last that's going to get mentioned. Unless the moderators ever want to mention it. That's cool. Just know at the end of the month or when my bills are due. Sad fishing ass. Yeah, I'll let Marissa have fun with that. Zemena, hola, mighty Jimena. I said Zemena, mighty Jimena. I said it wrong and then corrected myself. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Good morning. Good morning, Jimena, to you first of all, and Caddy Connie and Ben Bacon Bits and Wolfie and Nicole and James and Tan Louise and John Lozon. Hey John, I will respond to your text. I put my phone away this weekend after Saturday. Like literally put it up away. But I left it on so I could see timestamps for phone calls and text messages, because if I turn it off, they're all just time stamped with the time that I turned on my phone, and they all come, you know, barging in. So yeah, that's the reason for that. Like, so people always say, no, it rang through, and you know, that means your phone was on. Yeah, but I didn't have it. Jojo point 2 says that's the YouTube game, Sam. Probably sent to sub, then unsub. Sounds dodgy to me. Yeah, it sounds dodgy to me too, man. At KP and AZ, don't trip, man. We get enough donated memberships that you should get one. And that's cool. And if you don't, I haven't provided any members only content yet, but I do appreciate the support of it all. I do. And hopefully soon, Jimena and I are going to do a show. We're going to try to figure out a topic. Really, it could be anything, and it could even be this stuff. You know, what we've been going through, because she has been a victim of that whole situation. So I think and since I don't know anything about it, I would love to hear that story, and we could do that and also a topic. I've already found some pictures of my abuelita that I want to show her from Guanajuato, and I'm super excited to show her those, because I am the pinche güero. My grandma never called me that, but all my tios did. Get over here, pinche güero. We don't need to, Miss Scorpio, right? Hey, good morning, Scorpio. We don't need to, and honestly, I don't think anyone needs to be blocked or kicked out. We just know not to give it any energy and let it change the show. Just don't mention it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I was meaning more like stock accounts. My rule is to never block or kick out anybody. That really is my rule. I think I was just free flowing thinking right there. I probably would have like tightened up that after I thought about it some more. Woofy comment. I was actually subscribed to her, trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. After seeing that video, I unsubscribed. Yeah, I get it. I have a lot of subscribers that still were subscribed to her, and I never judged them for that. If it would have been Lifeboat, it's still none of my business, but I would have been like, oh, why? But now, like, now I get it, you know, and like I was like, it was just so I was just watching it going, wow, wow. Yeah, just vicious. And then the grandiose, how she's smarter and more clever than everyone. That's really nothing to brag about. Not in the way she was doing it. But like I doubt if she is even by half, if you guys know what that means. Or is it times 1.5 or times 1 even by half? I feel like someone really knows that saying. Wasn't that a great show with James Collins Cares? Thanks, Sherry. That was just an awesome show. If you guys missed Saturday's show, go check out Saturday's show. And I never really go tell people to go check out shows that I've already done, unless it's like unless I'm asked, you know, hey, what was that? But we did a show on integrity, and it was perfect timing, and shame and guilt. It was just perfect timing. And we had planned that show before everything. What's going on with Deanne, John? Hey, Carrie Wilson, I wish you hadn't faked the video. Oh, I know. Here we go. Carrie Wilson, I wish you hadn't faked the video with Tommy, but it does show Tommy will sink to any level for money, I suppose. Funny he blocked me for no reason and won't respond to me asking about it in email. Yeah, Carrie, I wish I hadn't done it either, and I've said it many times. It is and now when I play the tape back of us actually making it, it seems ugly to me to watch myself in my memory doing it. And it's a trip. It's a trip. It'll definitely keep me from ever doing anything even close to that. And I hate that I find myself trying to minimize it. By, you know, it didn't hurt anybody. You know, but and I didn't feel like we're putting out false information, just a false situation. And again, I hope you don't take that as me trying to reinforce my minimization, because I hate that I did it. I really do. Just kind of telling you what was going on with my thing. It's a thing called like they like to call Samsplain. Sarah Bowman. I'm just reading backwards and things. By the way, thank you to whomever gave me the gift membership. They are much appreciated. Yeah, thank you. It could have been Beej. It could have been Gaylin. It could have been, I think Woofy gave some recently. And if I missed whoever else did, I apologize. I just remember the ones that did a bunch of them that have done it multiple times. Oh man, thank you so much, Marilyn. I so appreciate that. If that's the case, then I need to send you guys all like $1,000 a piece, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's cool. That's perfect. Yeah, James Collins Care says Saturday was a blast. I wasn't even going to come on this morning. I was just going to show that video, be in the chat, but then I seen you guys talking. I was like, I want to talk. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. She said, Sam is a righteous dude. Do you remember what show that was from? Ferris Bueller. They all think he's a righteous dude. I love that movie. Obviously, it's in the beginning. Okay. I can go down to the end, though. Thank you, Woofy, for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. Hey, Don Clark, good morning. Goosebump 801. Hey, good morning. Yep, Goosebump was all over it. Ferris. Rooney, I want my daughter out in front of that school in 10 minutes. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Karma's probably like, what the F is going on? She just showed up late. The hell with you. They are cool. Everyone's more people are becoming members. Thank you so much, Wolf. Yeah, I'm glad I did too, Sherry. Thank you. Mary Klein, I gotta go, buddy. Please stay away from Tommy and Reese. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. We are we are no more drama unless we get dragged into some. For real. If I go on another channel and that's the discussion, then that's the discussion. But from the morning mayhem show specifically, there will be no more. Where we're actually talking about it. And I think my fellow creators are over it too. I haven't talked with Marilyn, Susie, and Knife Order. Well, I mean, Knife Order and Goot. I mean, they have a mission, and their mission, they have their eyes on an end goal, and they're not going to stop ever. And I totally support that for real. I do. If I was to do something like that, I would create a whole entire different channel. And I would really have to pray on it and to make sure that I was doing it for the right reasons. But again, after today, we won't be talking about it on this show. We all do make mistakes. Thank you so much, Heat My Shorts. Gladly, said the fat man. Pardon my French. You say you want to see a corpse. How about this one? How about this one? This is Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police. This is Phil Roman, Sausage King of Chicago. KP disagrees with somebody. Let's go see who she disagrees with. Monday, you understand that we would be fools to ever totally trust you again after doing that fake interview, right? Insane grifter behavior, honestly. You know what? Let's, Mandy, tell me, no, it was definitely, I still don't see it as a grift per se. Like if we just would have put satire in it, because the video didn't ask for money. It didn't ask for money. It was a talk between two characters, and it was presented as that. Now it wasn't. Now, yeah, it was a lie that who we said those people were. But as a grift, like, okay, you can say what likes, or I mean views, that it gained views for Tommy somehow. I think he would have got the same amount of views as he got if he just would have done a normal show talking about it. I really do. I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers. Maybe I'm wrong on that, right? And again, I'm not justifying it, but now you're saying it's insane grifter behavior. Well, I don't have any of that in my entire 2-year YouTube pass. I met Tommy, right? And then he asked me to help him create a video. I said, sure. I really don't see where like it literally harmed anybody, where it was harming somebody. And for real, that's where I stand with it. And I will always stand on that. Exactly. Like insane grifter behavior. That's a bold statement. That's a pretty bold statement. You get that, right? I think there's enough checks and balances. Like, look, there's enough people in here that will keep me checked and balanced. You know what I mean? It was a hiccup and it's over. But nothing before, nothing after. Then, you know what I mean? I've never thought I deserved a pass on anything, but on this one, I think I do. I really do. Just looking through. Awesome, KP. Thank you. I feel like it's a safe space too. Right? You know, I'm a nice guy. Just ask me. I'll tell you. Oh, that's cool. It was a really good energy show on the Scorpio Rising. It really was. And it says, "Oh, she can be nasty and will be given the opportunity. The good thing is that when you have the truth, you can see things for what they really are. Truth will prevail." Yeah. I wonder if Mandy is in her chat telling her uh, about insane grifter behavior. Okay, let's see who else is here. And maybe she is. Jennifer Steps, you are the go. Jennifer, I appreciate that. And I want to put that on the screen. But if you told me that 2 years from now, I'd be like, yeah, I'm the GOAT. But I appreciate it. I do. We're striving to get there. All of us as a community. For real, for real. For real, for real? No, for fakey. For fakey. Watch who you want, but don't bring others. Channels, dirt to Sam's house. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Man, this James, that Virginia Giuffre or whatever, that stuff is crazy. I haven't watched too much more of it, but yeah, that stuff's crazy. I'm waiting for Prince Andrew to make a statement. If he hasn't already, I haven't seen anything that he said. Let me see. Mandy says, "Thank you so much for exposing predators in SPTV. When are you going to cover Aaron Smith Levin's abuse of women? He's one of the worst." I don't know who he is. I mean, I know he has a channel, and he's part of the SPTV. But I think maybe I've seen him speak like 3 times, maybe for a couple of minutes. Maybe one of these days I should deep dive it. But that's not really I guess that's not really our mission here, is to expose other creators. And I'm not going to be that guy that says I'm not going to talk about other creators, because I will talk about other creators, and they'll talk about me. But with this last situation, that's not going to happen anymore. But yeah, I just don't think we're an investigation channel per se, unless it affects this community. And look, hey, if this community says, yeah, check him out. I mean, I get it. You're in the chat and in the community. But I would need a little more, like people saying, yeah, we want to hear that. Yeah, we want to hear that. Then I guess I would be down to talk about it, I guess. But I would definitely talk to friends of mine who I think are friends with him, to get their view and like what their outlook, or not outlook, but their take on that situation. And because I trust them, I would consider that before I just went like on a rampage. Was he the guy that was hooked up with Jenna Miscavige? Because I remember over the holidays, didn't she do like a video? Anyways, I think it is. Till it's something good. Okay, I do have some stuff good. Thank you, Grateful. Thank you for steering me back, Grateful. I appreciate you always. Over the weekend, so it got really hot here. So we had a foot of snow on the ground a week ago. It got really hot here this weekend, and we were like inside thinking it was just going to be shitty out. And I was doing the live in the morning, and it was like really good. And I came out, I was like, man, that was a great show. And my wife's like, look outside, and it was beautiful and sunny, and it got super hot. It got so hot that she got like a heat sickness later that evening. Like she just started, she got nauseous and from being in the heat too much. And so we went to the lake, which sucks because, you know, I'm an ocean kid, grew up at the ocean, Redondo Beach. And when I'm at the lake, I think of the ocean and I'm just like, ugh. But I'm grateful that it's there to help, you know, cool us down, to have fun. And what else did we do? I bought Hazley a kite, but it never got windy enough to fly it. What else? And this little walking penguin, which was pretty cool. The penguin was dope. And yeah, that's really it. That's really it. Oh, this was the best thing about this weekend. I got all the laundry done, except for like maybe 2 loads. But I do the laundry here just because I've been in relationships in the past, and my significant others have destroyed like vintage shirts that I have. I really don't have any vintage shirts right now, but just out of habit, I just like to control my laundry. So I just do everyone's laundry. And listen to YouTube while I'm doing it. So that was cool. I finally got a chance to do that. That was epic. Too much. It was bitching, bro. Bitching Camaro. Who remembers that? Bitching Camaro. Anyone? Wait, bye, Marilyn. Bye, Marilyn. Thanks for stopping in, Marilyn. Tell me something good. I think she's friends with Aaron, right? We had so much wine down here in the western. Oh, really? Wined. I just said wined. We had so much wind down here in western Colorado. It can get windy in Colorado. I had a tattoo shop in Longmont, Colorado, and there was somewhere where it used to get really windy. Was it Windsor? And like that whole area between like Fort Collins, it used to get super windy. I believe that's where it was. But it was like this part of the highway where you would drive, and it always seemed windier there. It must have been something that came down off the mountains. Somebody told me something the other day, so now I'm going to be totally self-conscious of vaping on the thing. Manny says, at figure it out. Yeah, something like Reese is a sad fishing grifter, which is insane that Casper, that's Sam to you. Casper knew that, heard the whole audio, and still did a video with her. Yeah, in support of her coming out with it. I didn't think she was a grifter before that. I didn't. I absolutely did not think she was a grifter before that. Not even a little bit did I think she was. Had I watched much of her content? Not really, but I popped in every show that I watched. I popped in and said hi, because she would always come on when I go pick up my daughter, and me and my wife juggle that. So, you know, always she did. She wasn't on every day at that time. She was like hit and miss at that time, I think. No, me and my wife both, we loved her, and we really felt for her in that situation. We didn't know her past. We didn't know about Jeff. We didn't know about the older husband. We really didn't know. We just knew of what we had seen thus far. So like your vitriol is like bizarre. Like you're just saying like whack job things to like get a rise out of me or something. And it possibly one of them will. I don't know. Keep shooting at me. Something might stick, and I might. I know Feisty Kitty likes it when I get heated, or somebody does. I can't remember when I did when I came back and I got the watch from Brett. And I did that show on a Sunday night, and someone said something, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's right." uh, what do you guys think of the song, "The Lion and the Jackal," or the Jackals, the Mayhem Jackals? I thought it was pretty clever. I can't take complete credit, although I did change some parts of the verses and the chorus, but AI. Um, bum, 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 bum. She never talked about the haters of the channels, put people down thousands of times over the past years, and she goes right back and does it repeatedly, usually the next day. Yeah, and I never did any hate Reese videos. I appreciate that. Figured it out. And I know that's not really like total support for me or anything like that. You're not saying that. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But you know, you're just stating facts. Hashtag facts, and also facts ain't defamation. That's that surprise witness. That's her tagline. Okay, going backwards. Oh, Aaron's story's already out on YouTube. No need to delve into it. Yeah, you know what? That I find that strange when someone's been outed. Um, when some, you know, there's like tons of like content on someone and what their history is and where they effed up. Where people will be covering something different, or maybe even like something that like this situation where I'm personally involved in, and then they're like, well, you're doing that, why aren't you covering, you know, why am I not covering Tom Hanks that might be gay? It's just because I don't know anything about it, you know. Does that make sense? Yeah, Carrie says Aaron has great content. Yeah, I might just check it out now because now but then Mandy says, no, there's some pretty horrible things that I can show you that he's done. You'll never forget what his mistress kid said about him. It's nuts. Yeah, I you know, I guess everyone has a perception. And, you know, and I don't want to get into a big internet parasocial community chat troll this versus us thing. Um, I mean, it'd be an interesting topic to cover someday, um, like on the history of it all. Because I mean, because I was there right in the beginning. You know, not only was I alive, but I worked for Microsoft in the beginning. I worked on the beta version of Windows 95. So when Windows 95 came out, it's when they integrated the browser into the shell. Um, so Windows runs on an operating system. Windows is the app, basically. It runs on the operating system, which was DOS. DOS 211, maybe, or I can't remember. It's been a long time. And so it was basically, so then Windows was the operating system to run the browsers, right? The search engines, the so it integrated into the shell. Anyways, what I was getting at was I was trying to think of some technical information I can't remember, but I was there when that happened. I mean, that was the beginning. You know, AOL was out. I can't remember the other couple that were out that you could browse, chat, do messaging. And I guess that's kind of where it all started. I mean, there was message boards before that. I'm sure that was interesting. And I bet you really one of the old heads could talk about that. Maybe someone that might be 10 years older than me or 15 years older than me could talk about that. But I would love to do a history of parasocial behavior online, or just community behavior, chat behavior. Really, that's where it would begin, would be chat behavior. I hate drinking flat Pepsis. I mean, it's from this morning, but it's flat. But yeah, I'll definitely have to. Maybe I will put a show together on that. We'll just see what happens, and then I get to like flex my my technical muscle, the history of Microsoft, and the internet. Oh, Kim is 5 days no Pepsi. Oh, wait, damn! It jumped up 5 things. It's a congratulations, Kim. I am 5 days no Pepsi. Well, I have like 4 Pepsi cans surrounding me. So if you need a fix, I got one. It might be flat though. It might be flat. Yeah, oh, check my messages from my wife. Okay, yeah, I will. I will. I will. Thank you. Is that James? I don't think I have any. I have no messages from her. Oh, badass. My buddy just sent me a drum solo. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate that. And you know what? It's going to be needed. It's going to be needed. For real, man. For real. I got a lot of messages, but none from my wife. Oh, there's one. I was wondering when your husband was going to be putting his thing. Okay, honey, I will do that today if you're watching. Ooh, almost got it there. You almost got a bunch of me. And Ben Bacon Vince did a nice dig at me. He's like, here's Sam. He did it way better than I did it. I can, you know how people can't impersonate themselves. I do today. Oh, I've been wanting this forever. Please let me know. Oh, tattoos today. Yes, when I get done with my show, I will text you back. All right, back to the show, guys. Sorry about that. How many did I lose? Oh man, we're killing it right now. So, anyways, we will. That's how we'll be moving forward. I'm probably going to cover the Karen Reed a little bit more. That should be fun, not fun. It's kind of dead. I know people are like over analyzing everything because it's pretty much a shoe that she's going to be found not guilty. But everyone wants to like, you know, I guess just like say one thing but not the other. Like, oh yeah, but I don't really know, but this is how it's going to be. But who really knows? I kind of know. I kind of know she's going to get found not guilty. And if she doesn't, then I'm not as smart as I think I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Grateful. Oh, Sunday's show going to be a regular show. Yes, Night Yard is going to be a regular show. Thank you, Ned and Coco Speed Shop. I appreciate that. It is going to be a regular Sunday show. We didn't do it this Sunday because of me. But also Russ is kind of been hurting right now and he's going through some medical stuff. It's his story to tell. So we will all be praying for him. Yeah, actually, you know what? Can we get prayers for Russ right now, please? 3s only, or some praying hands. I would really appreciate that. Ben Bacon Bits says there is a fascinating and very troubling chat some guy had with Microsoft AI once. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. I am impressed, Ben. I had my drumsticks too out in honor of Ben Bacon Bits. I mean, they're always out, but I was gonna play with them. Sam, I should send you a painting to hold up when you take a puff. I would be honored to have a painting if it was by you. Hey, my other's keeper. Good to see you today. Oh my God, I can still hear that dial-up sound. Oh man, I hated it. Caddy Connie says I can still hear that dial-up sound. So let's do. You know what the conversation has been a lot about lately, at least in this community, and like we just and it's look, it's I get it, it's normal. It's like seeing a car accident, watching the drama on YouTube, and everyone's already said all the really intelligent things there is to say about that. People like to watch, drama more than, a guy who really deep dive, into like say the show I'm planning on doing. When I do that show with the audience I have now and I assure you it's going to be a pretty interesting show, but it's going to get kind of nerdy. But it'll be interesting to talk about like the behaviors and how they've morphed into what they are today. And like I have a big gap there of where I missed what was that, the thing before Facebook. What was the thing before Facebook? Anyone? Bueller. My wife would know because she used to tell me she had one. She'd tell me she had one. And I don't want to go backwards in the chat to find out. Dude, what was that thing called? I'm gonna have to go back down. Someone's brought MySpace. Thank you. I had to go back down to see. Yeah, MySpace. So I missed that. And I guess where were we? We were past chat rooms. I was past that. Well, it was probably just past when chat rooms were a thing, right? But I'm sure there's enough information out there that I could read, watch, and like put something together on it. But like I guess what I was saying, the point I was making was that see, now that I've this is what got me on this topic. I was at like 190 or something like that with viewers, but once I knew I stopped talking about the drama, people will drop off pretty fast. Now we're just getting into the regular show. I might be a little manicky today, but still it's the regular show where I'm just kind of, floundering and just random talking, maybe some Sam splain, maybe some maybe a little feistiness, talking with the chat. Some people like that. If you're a part of the community, you'll love that. If you're here to see something different, you're gonna hate that. And and off you go. But it bums me out because you want a bigger audience. But I do know this. I've been on shows where the audience grew to like, I don't know, it was like 4,500 in the chat. And I did feel a need to turn it on a little bit, right? To like I wasn't being entertaining enough. That I needed to be smarter, more articulate, succinct. That all needed to happen because the audience group was bigger. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That when I process it, it should be absolutely the same. Those are just little things that I need to grow into, as a YouTuber, and those things will happen. But I bet you if I watched me on video, maybe some of you too that have been around for a while, I'll see it in my face or in my speech or what I'm saying, how it changes when I realize that the audience is a certain size. Without seeing the numbers, as on the replay. I bet you I can point it right out. Maybe some of you can too. It happened today because I was surprised that there was, over 100 people in, and we've had way more than that before. I think the biggest was 700. But when I noticed that, I was like, okay. It got a little exciting. Karma Chameleon, let them go. We are here for Sam splaining. They can watch another train wreck. Your channel will grow. Just be you. Don't try to be a character. Oh, I absolutely. I appreciate that. No, this is me every day. Drives my wife crazy, drives my friends crazy. Um, but you know what? I know they all love me dearly. And like when I have friends, my friends, like here out in the real world, we are super loyal to each other. And my wife will tell you that she's probably never seen the kind of friendships that I have with my men friends, my guy friends, and with any other guy she's probably ever been with or witnessed. Like I have friends that we would bury a body for each other, and I mean that strictly metaphorically, um, but we truly would, right? And it doesn't matter. And I feel like you can achieve something similar to that here if there is honesty, integrity, transparency, and that I'm not an unauthentic character, right? So that's why I try to be me every day. Um, it's like I told my dad, and maybe this he doesn't even relate, but it's like I told my dad, I said, he's like, son, he's a hillbilly, right? He's like, son, it's been a long time since I've seen you. How's the tattooing? I'm like, it's going good, Dad. I got a YouTube channel now. And he's like, well, he's never had a cell phone. Uh, so he doesn't know anything about YouTube, the internet, nothing. He's one of those old guys that never tried to pick it up. I see some older guys that just are super good with tech. And I said, yeah, Dad, it turns out, you put a microphone in front of me, Dad. I sometimes have a lot to say about some stuff. And he was just blown away. He's like, what do you mean? Like a radio show? You're on the radio? I'm like, no, Dad, it's like a show on YouTube. Where they have videos. Anyways, it was fun trying to explain that to him, but he was just like in awe. I can't say he was impressed because he doesn't know what it is. Not that it's even that impressive to, because anyone can do it. Anyone can be here, or at least trying to do it. Just not quite as good as Brett, that really sucks for me. When she was saying that stuff, I was just like, who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody. Like that's a compliment. Like it truly is. Like out of all of that, like me saying that I wouldn't be a good Scientologist, which I think if I wanted to be a Scientologist, I would be an amazing Scientologist. I would have been your boss, your king, your ruler. But it's just weird things to say, man. It's just weird things to say. And I think I said it on Saturday, like, try going into a violent prison and not being that guy, right? But having to be that guy and turning into a guy to survive. And I put myself in a lot of danger that I didn't even need to be put in. I could have just held my head up high and walked a straight, narrow path and never got into any drama in prison. But I chose to be a knucklehead, join a gang, and do all the dumb stuff. Me and my therapist, we talk about that moment where I decide to turn, where I decide to zig instead of zag. And if I could go back to that moment, and I remember sitting on the bunk in that cell, if I could go back to that moment, oh man, I would definitely zag. There would have been no zigging at all. And I would have been out so much sooner. By years, I would have been out sooner. And man, it just blows me away I chose to do that. Having said all that, my therapist's job is to do what? Is to help me realize that that and everything else, I was exactly where I was supposed to be. And plus she's a Christian, but I was exactly where I was supposed to be at every step of the way. It's where God had me, where he wanted me to do the things that I will do in the future. And I almost said now, I stopped myself from saying that because I don't know if I'm at that point yet. If I'm at that spot where I'm at God has me where he needs me to be. I just know where I'm where he wants me to be right now, but I think he needs me to be somewhere. I hesitate to say bigger, but to be somewhere where I'm doing something more. That's the best I can put that. And my mouth is like really dry. And I don't think Pepsi is the way to quench dehydration. I think it's probably the absolute worst way to do it. So that's where we're at today. I think, yeah, something more, Kim. Thank you. Um, I don't want to read all the Aaron comments. You guys can have that for the water. I thanks Steve. Thanks Steve. AV Steve V and I have been dehydrated a few times in our past. That was like what 1987, 1988, 1989. Yeah, we've been dehydrated in our past. I've never talked about that. I don't even know if it's even something. I mean, it's in my testimony and in my story, but sometimes I leave it out because it was such a short time of doing that, and then I never did anything until I was 29 after that, or almost 30. But yeah, man, remember the airport? You know, with them jets, the wings that we were going that parking lot. That was crazy. And I remember in your carport one time where I just felt like I was falling over, like where it almost went out. Yeah, just craziness. Craziness. Maybe Steve and I'll do a show someday, and that would be amazing. Because I'm gonna start crying right now. I'm gonna stop myself from crying. Because Steve is absolutely one of my greatest friends of all time, but I haven't seen him in a really long time. And we went through a lot together when we were younger, and he's just a fucking good dude, man. And I miss him all of a sudden. It's probably just from like talking about the past and technology where it's got us. And like Steve's dad was the first time I ever seen a computer ever in my life. Never got to touch it. I think I might have touched it one time and played some like Microsoft simulator game, but I remember always like wanting to like F with it, you know, but it was not to be touched. And wow, that's weird, man. That is so weird. I got emotional over that. Oh no, we have each other's number and stuff. Yeah. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, we do. He's just I just miss the dude, man. Yeah. Yeah. Liquid IV is my jam. So yeah, I tried one of those the other day. Perfectitis. Yeah, it is really good. I think I even have a couple at the tattoo shop in my refrigerator. Yeah, super good, super good. Yeah, there was a cheapo flight in Microsoft Excel, at least the early ones. Yeah, I think this one was. I think it was just. No, it was. Yeah, it was that one. I'm almost positive. But I mean, you had to really fly the plane, and like if you were flying from LA to Barstow, you were sitting in front of that computer screen for, you know, 35, 40 minutes flying to Barstow, you know. That's what I was like amazed by, you know. It wasn't just like a video game where you're just like flying whoosh, and then you get to the it was like, no, you had, you know, an altimeter, a rudder, you had it all, man. Flaps. It was crazy. It was crazy. What'll hide a hey, was that two daughter? Um, that'll hydrate you fat. The liquid IV, yeah. I think I'm gonna probably grab one. Comment. I definitely won't unsubscribe. I do dip out when it gets heated on any channel I'm on. I just want to stay out of it and enjoy my entertainment. I don't give money or know any creators in real life. Well, I appreciate that, Heather. And Heather, I consider you one of like the first, right? I mean, I don't know who subscribed first, but there's like 100 people that did subscribe first. So, well, I just know you're always first here in the morning. Well, usually when it's not the dumb shit, right? But like for the first few weeks, you were always there first, and I always appreciated that. I think even one time I seen you there like the night before, because I put up the thumbnail early. And I was like, man, I love her, man. You know, but I appreciate your support and thank you for not unsubscribing. I really appreciate that because what I did do wrong was I accidentally left that name in that video. That's it. That's it. And it was an accident. Um, it's not in me to do shit like that on purpose. I'm not that diabolical. Um, and I would have said I wouldn't have said that Brett and Marissa were that diabolical. And I guess maybe they are. Like I still don't even want to say it, even after all the because I don't want to say that because she just said nasty things about me. And say, yeah, she's diabolical, because that seems disingenuous, right? Like I don't know or believe that really. I really don't. Because I do think, and this is gonna seem shitty, but I do think that you need to have a certain amount of like diabolical intelligence. And I know she might think she is when she's like alone and sees herself in the mirror or laying in bed at night. She might like replay like all the things that she knows she's doing wrong. Um, and she either like feels bad for it and has some kind of conviction, or um she's like plotting her next move. I couldn't imagine doing that. I couldn't imagine doing that. Um, and so that's what she was accusing me of. That I think that was the worst part of it. That me and Tom had been friends this whole time, and uh, that I just begged her for the recording. Please send me the recording. And you seen what it was. She'd asked me a week before that. I said, no, I believe you. I believe you. I don't need to see it. But after a week of her telling me, Tommy was bashing me, and I have those screenshots and I have the audio. She sent me a couple of audios. It was at least one, but maybe two audios of Tommy bashing me to her, you know? So when she asked me again, she's like, you can say no. I was like, no, absolutely. Send it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. And then what did I do? I didn't say, yeah, it's gold. It's gold. I never said that. I said, well, maybe you should get a hold of that surprise witness, and you guys can do it together if you're scared. And then what, 10 times? And I didn't show it every time. I think I showed 4 or 5, but 10 times at least. Do you think he's going to hurt me? I think they're going to come kill me. I think they're plotting to kill me. I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. And then no, I don't, he's not going to. And that's when I said, hey, my buddy Hammer lives in Havasu. He'll watch to make sure he doesn't leave town. That's all. But anyways, I showed the receipts of that, and that's where we're at with that. I don't know how I segued into that. Tudor says, yeah, obviously, yes, y'all made a mistake, but Reese and her vultures did not waste any time blowing up the situation and capitalizing on it. Yeah, I seen that too. I absolutely seen that. And everything she was saying, I was like, that's what I seen. Like, oh man, like this is, I mean, it was obvious. I wouldn't say brilliant, but it was obvious what she was doing. And that, yeah, I was responsible for it all. And I didn't even think it was real for like the longest time. You can ask my wife. I was like, man, it seems fake. I feel like they're playing me. Like they were like trying to get me to say or do something. But it wasn't that. And finally, when I did realize, okay, after I processed it, and you could see in my text, that's what I was doing. I was like, I don't know. This seems weird. Seems like a movie. And I was like, yeah, man, you should show it because, I've been duped and the rest of the world have too. And Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I just seen something I wanted to read. Ted Louis says, Sam, you need to watch some HG Tutor. Oh, I would love to. And I'm going to have to Google that, I guess. HG Tutor. Yeah, Jimena, I know. Shannon Trim, did I get your email? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I haven't responded to any emails this weekend. Because after Saturday, I was exhausted. It was an exhausting couple of days. And I will respond. I'm trying to prove that I did by telling you what it was about. Was it something about you were a subscriber and you unsubscribed? Something like that. Of not me, but of someone else. Yeah, the chat is moving right along. I just seen a comment that I wanted to show. Yeah, that was bizarre. Hey Tara, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. That was one of the things that bothered me the most was being scared like that and then acted like it wasn't a big deal the next day. Come on, I don't really care, but come on. Yeah. And that's just it too. Like we get mad at ourselves, right? For talking about it because like really we don't care. Like I cared about the things she did towards me, but like all the other stuff, I don't care. I don't. Hey V, because I was watching your first post and caught this one live. Hey, thanks, V. I really appreciate you being here today. I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully all's well with you and your hubby and what you guys got going on. And I appreciate all your support for real. I really do. Yeah, and not to keep battering this, but like I'm just interested in what she's talking about. Ironic how none of her sheep have an issue with that, though. I thought y'all were against doxing. Like she could have said, you're in a state with a two-party consent instead of outright naming it. I thought none of her sheep have an issue with that, though. I thought y'all were against doxing. Like she could have said, you're in the state with two-party consent instead of outright naming it. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to understand that. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm pretty easy to find. You know, I have businesses and that are, on Google and they're, I have people have to get to my spot to get a tattoo. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny. And maybe she's diabolical enough to have realized that that's what she was doing, you know? Tara, am I a drummer? Yes. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I wasn't younger, but AV Stevie was a drummer, and I was his drum tech for his band. I mean, we were friends before that, but that's what I did for him as his friend. Was I drum teched, and sometimes I would do lights, really just at one club. No, I did lights at a couple places, but the Dancing Waters Club, I always did lights at. That's in San Pedro, California. And then he gave me my first drum set. It was this old 5-piece Black Pearl set. It had a Chicago Speed King pedal. And I actually learned on that kit But it was after our friendship. I had it at my grandma's house in her garage. And that's where it stayed for years and years and years. And then when I became like a normal guy and had a place, I went and dug it out of her garage. And that was the first kit that I started playing like on a daily basis. And yeah, I did pick up a little bit of chops. I wouldn't say I'm an amazing drummer, but I'm pretty good. I think our boy Steve would be like, "What?" Because I wasn't that good when him and I were connected. Where's Jimena going? Don't go. No. Yeah, I hope all goes smoothly too. See you later, Jimena. Oh yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you, Tan Louise. Do you think we doubt you? V. McWilliams, please, Sam. Do not think we doubt you. It upsets me to see this bother you. Please take care of yourself. I will. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. No, I know everyone believes me. Really, the main reason for this morning's post was to, well, I needed to get it out there, but was mostly because a creator said that before I was to come on their show, that kind of needed to be cleaned up, and if I could clean it up, and at first I was like offended, but then I realized I got it, because then I would be bringing that to his spot, right? And I don't even know if I'm going on the show yet, so I'll wait before I announce it. But I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am. But I do, V. McWilliams, I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. All right, guys, we're gonna cut it short. Well, not short. I mean, I've been on an hour and 12 minutes. I appreciate everyone coming out. We're gonna have a great week. I'm gonna do a Carmelo Anthony update because I want to. That's a story that I like. And I'm concerned about like just the race baiting and where that's going to lead moving forward towards his trial. And we'll do some recap on Karen Reed, maybe what happened the day before. I'll put my spin on it and see what's going on with that. Maybe do some live trial coverage. The live trial coverage is really boring for me. I love watching it and I love commenting on it. But like doing it with you guys is also cool. But I get a little impatient because I feel like you guys aren't being entertained enough. So it's just a bizarre feeling. Hey, SMG Infinity, it's good to see you. Lots of love to you all, beautiful people from Panama City, Florida. Man, it's so good to see you in the chat, SMG. I feel like it's been forever. Air Supply Chi Tutor is a software psychopathic, narcissistic, highly intelligent. His channel gives insight to how narc minds work, how to protect yourself from them, etc. Badass. Oh, I have it written down, so awesome. Okay, guys, you guys have an amazing day. Thanks for coming, hanging out with me on this manic Monday. Really, I'm ending it because I need a water. I think it's my meds. It's got to be my meds, but man, I thought I drank enough water yesterday. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me do a little bit of Sam-splaining, but at least letting me without judging me for responding. A lot of you cared so much. You were emailing me that night. Don't respond because you guys knew I'd be upset because it was ugly, right? It was super ugly. But man, almost all of you knew she was effing lying, which tells me, I don't have it in me to do that, to be who she says she says I was, or I said I was. It's just not in me to be that dude. I don't care how many years I did in prison. So anyways, I will be here till the end of time. To the end of my time, I will be sitting right here talking to you guys almost every morning. I'm 57 now. Hopefully we get a good 20, right? Bye guys. Mahalo.
Stay loud. Don't be woke. Stay wild. Stay awake.